Hey, what's up, man?
Hello, hello.
I went back to the way we kind of like
Side by side.
there she is right there, Chloe Coleman.
There she be.
That instant repeat of fitness.
Yeah, no, I mean, right away. And you know what's so funny is I was like, whenever you showed whenever they had that whole beginning of Dungeons and Dragons, I was like, no, is it gonna be that same girl? Because I was like, that would totally work, and it was.
I was like, no, yeah, me too. Would you watch 65 first?
Yeah, I watched 65 first. Yeah. And then, funny enough, I looked her up on IMDb, and there's a show on Prime that we watched called Upload, and she was in that as well, as the niece of the main character. So, yeah, I've seen her around.
That's cool, man. Yeah. We'll get to that conversation. I put double feature, and then I totally forgot. Side by side is always double feature.
What? Since when?
Oh man, we've always done the double stuff. We do the double stuff. Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Just call us Oreos.
Oh yeah, we
double stuffed.
The outside and the inside.
Yeah.
That would be a CJ Ben Oreo. That'd be put that on the merch products. Hello, everybody. Side by side.
Moving on
to two movies. Two friends watch two movies and have too much fun, as you can tell. Welcome. I'm one of your hosts, CJ Robles.
And I'm Ben Garrett. Looks like I got a nice little updo poof going on right here.
I see it.
From my headphones. Let's see if I can get it even higher. Oh yeah, look at that.
Are you going to is they called the what are they called, the gala? Is that where you're going after
Met Gala? That one? Bro, that is some like I don't know, man. That is some of the weirdest stuff I've ever seen. I don't know if I was a celebrity, and then again, I don't know what all they have to do to get invited to this Met Gala stuff, but I don't see Harrison Ford there. That's what I'm saying. I don't see the people that I like. I don't know. It's just a lot of crazy.
Met Gala.
Met Gala.
Oh wait, I put it in.
And Jared Leto was like, he dressed up as like a cat this year, like full, like a furry.
What is this?
Dude, it's just where they wear crazy outfits. I don't even know. It's like, honestly, if you were ever gonna like throw me on a TikTok rabbit hole about like conspiracy theories in Hollywood, Met Gala would be. I'd be like, yeah, I could believe it. Like, just seeing all the crazy stuff that they do.
We're starting off already here. All right, we'll get started with our movies, but
we're coming in hot, boy.
We're coming in super hot today. We're coming in hot. We're coming in a hot Met Gala,
just like,
or Met Ball, formerly called the Costume Institute Gala or the Costume Institute Benefit, is an annual fundraising gala held for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art Costume Institute in New York City. Oh, so it's like a tax write-off for these people.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to go to the Met Gala?
Oh God!
According to the Evening Standard, it costs $35,000 for a single ticket in 2019, $200,000 to $300,000 for a table at the event. While Yahoo reportedly paid $3 million for two tables at the Met Gala in 2015. In 2023, Page Six reported that tickets went for $50,000. What do you do here for $50,000? For 50 clams? Tell me, Ben, what you do for 50 clams?
Bro. That's like a day's work for some of these people. $50,000.
All I'm saying is, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you do there? What do you for $50K?
You mingle, bro. You get to dress up and get pictures taken of you. That's what you get to do. It's publicity.
I guess.
Public image.
Public, huh? I need to make a scene and dress up like a. You know what? That's why we need to be sponsored by Bud Light. So do it right.
Yep.
Dude, quick side story. I was at the HEB, which is our conglomerate. Oh, by the way, I think I figured out why Randall's is still around.
What's Randall's?
It's a grocery store.
Oh.
I think I figured out why it's still
I didn't know they were around.
It's like an Albertson. You know what Albertsons is?
I know what Albertsons is, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but old. and I think it's a well, it's a conspiracy theory, and it's not. I think it's. I'll talk about it later. That's it's a joke I'm writing, so I don't want to ruin it. But anyways, um,
HEB. That's
HEB.
that's who we should get to sponsor us. We're
I was like,
Texas bred, boy.
hell yeah. I was a guy. This guy went to the. I was in the wine department and the beer sections right to the coolers, and this guy. Like he was like he got to the Bud because the Bud Light's the first one you see and he got there and he was like I'm not getting Bud Light. He opened it up and he said no I'm not doing that. He opened up the other cooler and he opened it and he goes I'm not doing any of these beers either. He got the third one and said oh, I'm not doing any seltzers and he went back scratched his head and just got the Bud Light. I was like why
Dude,
do you put on a
but
show for
but
all that?
but here's the thing, man, is like who who is a grown ass adult and still drinking Bud Light? Like Bud Light is what college kids drink. That's in line with like Coors Light, Natural Light, like all these like that's what I drink in college. Actually, Coors Light is what I had.
Yeah, but
Or I don't understand how it's appealing.
it's for Mexicans, dude. That's literally what we drink. Like they just go, we go to work outside, and then we go buy the Bud Light, and then that's it. The blue box, el cajo azul. That's it. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's it. That's what it is. It's
I,
like
I,
why can't we have a football team in San Antonio, an NFL team? Because Jerry Jones has got the Mexicans all the way down. For the South. It's all Dallas. We're not even. We're like 5 hours away from Dallas, and it's like go Cowboys. I'm like San Antonio is 1 hour away. Like put a team there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
But you
mean,
can't because
you're
you
not
got
you're
it.
not wrong.
I'm
You're
telling
not
you,
wrong.
dude. I'm sprinkling some knowledge here, but that whole like you're right. It's also like just people getting upset. I think people are spending way too much time on the internet,
Oh,
and
bro.
it's not
People
real.
getting upset about the stupidest things. I mean, great. They want to sponsor or use that person as a sponsor. Go for it, man. Who cares? I don't understand why people get so uptight about brands. Like why I mean brand loyalty and all this other stuff. I mean, there's
I
some
don't get
things
it.
that I buy on a regular basis like but no. I
Well,
just I don't know.
I'll put it this way: like if Gillette razor blades, like those are expensive already,
Mhm.
but the quality I get out of that, I'm fine with it. That's just something I have to
Dude,
eat.
Dollar Shave Club, bro. You need to
No,
go there.
nope. I'm not trying to.
Why?
I'm not doing any of that gimmicky stuff. I'm gonna tell you
It's
why.
not a gimmick. They actually have good product.
I'm not, I didn't like the
I
result
mean,
I got.
they're not Dollar Shave Club anymore. They're like $15 Shave Club, but still.
But something they
I'm
brought. I'm saying in the beginning. In the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't really like this. But that's why I stuck with. I mean, single blade's the best way to go. It, but that's super sharp. But with the Gillette, like if they started saying like, I don't know, there's nothing they can say that would piss me off. You know what I mean? Like it says, I'm just like whatever. It's very expensive and I need it.
you
So
know,
it's like
aside from like we support Nazis or you know, like if
that's
they say something like way left field, like then I'd be like, maybe not.
and that's
You
another
know,
thing. Like
but
Nazis is already old. We found that out last time. From World War II. And our last episode, we went down that history. And I'm like, why are we still talking about these? Quit giving them, quit spotlighting them. Quit giving them
well,
attention.
it's because they're still Nazis.
I know, but
That's
they're gonna be
why.
racist either way. So just stop talking about them. They'll go away. Watch. They will. They'll get more
Well,
mad. They'll be more pale and more bold.
yeah. I mean, it will go one of two ways. Either they'll dwindle out or they'll get louder, more support. But either way, let's talk about these
Why
movies
are we
this
talking
week,
about that? Because of World War
bro,
II.
bro. Because well, we started talking about it because of Vietnam, then we went back through the entire history of
So then we kind of came to more modern
war.
movies, and it's like, all right, let's go back 65 million years in the past,
Yeah.
and then
Oh man, I got okay.
all right,
So
let me talk
we're
about it real quick.
yeah,
Let
you
me
go
intro
for it.
him, and then you'll take it from there.
Yeah,
So
go
we're
for it.
doing, dude, we're 8 minutes. We had stupid topics, but let's do this. Welcome
Do
to
it.
Side by Side. 65 to 2023 PG-13, 1 hour 33 minutes. Action, adventure, drama. An astronaut crash lands on a mysterious planet, only to discover he's not alone. Directors and writers Scott Beck, Brian Woods, stars Adam Driver, Ariana Greenblatt, and Chloe Coleman. And we saw that with Dungeons and Dragons. 2023 PG-13, 2 hours 14 minutes. Action adventure comedy. A charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic, but things go dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. Directors and writers are John Francis Daly, Jonathan Goldstein, and Michael. The writer also is Michael Gilio, and then stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and Rejan
Page.
Jean Rejan or Rejan Bach. Page. Whatever. Sorry, buddy. As you're French. Go for it,
It's a
Ben.
French ass name. Um, no, man. So these movies, first off, both in 2023. I like it. We're up to date. We're in the year our Lord 2023, up to date with movies. How awesome is that? But here's where I was going with 65. All right. I I am in the personal thought that movies have deeper meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, Case in point, we were just speaking about Nazis. One movie that I think is a very um, intriguing movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Okay, one of my favorites, actually, by the way. Um,
Surprisingly,
but
really good.
it's really good. And you know what? I think there are some themes in that movie that do mirror the real world. All right, and I think that that's what you see in quite a few movies, especially fantastical movies that seem like over the top. You know, they I feel like they're maybe a little bit of truth to them, like 65. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if like 10 years from now, like remains found of, human, 65 million years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Like that's the first thing that popped in my head of whenever I saw whenever I first started watching this movie or saw the trailer for this was like, I bet you there is some truth to this. Like somebody knows something. A human type species visited this world. There's evidence of it, some way, shape, or form. You know, even Land of the Lost. You remember that movie
Yeah.
where
Oh, I
he
remember the
like,
show.
well, the
And the
movie
movie.
was fantastic with Will Ferrell. It's
Well,
hilarious, I think, and Danny McBride. But like he sees a fossil of like his lighter,
that's fair.
and then he goes on this adventure, and then uh, it all kind of goes from there. But well, I guess what I'm saying is just like I feel like there's just a hint of truth in some of the movies that they put out into the world.
Yeah.
Um, so that's my take on 65. By the way, I what I really enjoyed about both of these movies, they just jump right into it. They don't they
That's yes.
it's not a lot of like dragging stuff out. These movies know what they are. They're like, okay, I'm an action adventure movie. I am a movie that is, the plot. You don't really have to explain it too much. Like you don't have to go into a whole bunch of backstory. You have to do all this. Just give me a little bit and then moving it forward. And I really enjoyed that about both these movies. 65, clear cut, like hour and a half movie. Like this movie is like it kind of had like a 80s 90s feel movie to it, like just a simple story, very limited cast, CGI heavy, but a good solid movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Dungeons and Dragons too. I love what was it, Jonathan or whatever they he is like, I think he would really appreciate what I have to say here. You're telling this
Oh, the
story,
bird. The
the bird,
bird. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whenever he's telling this story, I'm like, is he lying to get out? Like I didn't know if he was telling the truth, like if this had any kind of truth behind it, anything like that, or if he was just telling this story to gain sympathy. And I thought that was you don't know whether to trust Chris Pine at first because there's always that hint of like, is this real? Um, and then you move along through the story and it moves smoothly, like it hits all the points, like you meet people, they give you a little bit of backstory, just enough to satiate your needs to move the story forward.
Yeah.
And I thought both of these movies did that very well. Very, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed both of them. Um, but yeah, what you got over there, CJ?
Dude, so 65. Like I've been saying with this show and everything I've been doing since the shop's getting up and running. I started taking things more serious. So literally, I bought 65 right when we finished. Last week's episode was so good. I was like, we gotta keep 'em going that good. I feel like I put myself high expectations for this show today. Something that we started off kind of awkward, but I'm like, you know what? F it, let's keep going. I bought it because it was $24 to buy and $19 to rent. So I was like, you know what? It's a dinosaur movie, sci-fi, regardless whether it's good or bad. I did see a splat. I guess is the Rotten Tomatoes score, and I saw
Hmm.
that. I saw that right away because that's the first thing that stuck out to me. So I was like, all right, whatever. I already saw the score. But I don't care. That doesn't bother me. So and I go plus my son's into freaking dinosaurs like big time. I'm into sci-fi and dinosaurs. So I was like, this is a good time for me to let them cross over. I've seen it 5 times already,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, man, I've seen it so much. I'm going full arc. I can actually critique it now,
Hmm.
like look at the flaws in it, and I'm like, oh, that means I really like this movie. It's not that I don't like. It's not like I think it's the best movie. I just think it's well told. The sci-fi, the graphics are there. The drama is so freaking like it's hype on certain parts. Like it's like, whoa, where did this come from? Like you're gonna have to explain a lot of things to me because I got confused with a lot of it because it does move so fast. But I like
Yep.
that.
Hmm.
And remember, spoilers alert, everybody. We're talking about movies that just came out, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna air this show this week. So we got you. I mean, 65 came out in March, so we've had some time. But Dungeons and Dragons recently just came out, right? This
I
past week.
think it was late March it came out as well.
Okay, so they've been out for a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
We've had enough time in between. Yeah.
all right, cool. So I like the drama that builds up, and then to top it off, not only like go back in time or whatever. When he was on Earth, when the dinosaurs, he went the day the asteroid hit.
Yeah.
So they're already telling you, hey, this is how dinosaurs ended. Boom. Because my son keeps questioning me, like, oh, I took Max to go. I mean, I let Max watch 65. I saw it like 3 times. I was like, I think. So
Yeah.
I just fast forwarded through like the part where he like cut himself and when he crashed.
Hmm.
I didn't want to see him like see that. And then there's a what other part that I fast forward. I think I started fast forwarding it when I ended when the T Rex at the end gets melted. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, he don't need to see the face anymore. Like, that thing's kind of beat up. But okay, first of all, just clear. This one's bothering me. At the end, what's his name? What's Adam Driver's character's name? Mills.
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 Yeah. Hmm.
When Mills has that moment, and I knew they were gonna do that hologram thing when they showed it earlier. I go, "There's gonna be a hologram," because it's from Total Recall. Is
Hmm.
this the real Quaid? It is. Like he's pretending to be a hologram. The horrible Arnold. I can do better. But anyways, but they have that, and I knew the hologram was gonna come in. So when the hologram came in, and that part where Mills just says "F it," and he shoots the first T Rex in the head,
Hmm.
and he shoots it, and then he shoots that other one that he shoots up. He shoots the leg. He shoots, and it falls
Hmm.
down.
Yeah.
When the other one that finally comes up, is that the same one that he just shot, or is that a
Yeah.
third?
Yes. No. 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 It's because it didn't have the eye. So I don't. I remember whenever it's like over the geyser and everything like that,
Yeah.
and he's looking at him, and it has one good eye, one bad eye. It's because he shot his eye out. It didn't. It didn't kill. It didn't kill that T Rex. It knocked him
Oh,
out.
so it knocked him
Yeah.
out.
There's only
So
two.
he shoots the other one, it dies,
Yeah.
and then the other one gets up,
Gets up and
and
then is
then that's why.
chasing him.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
it was a third one because well, I was looking at the arms because they have little arms, and that third one has a
Mhm.
long arms.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
it?
no. Well, it wasn't even that he had long arms. I think it's just whenever you first initially see them, they're just like kind of stubby. And I think I mean, I could be wrong, uh, but I'm like fairly certain either that or it was something that he shot earlier in the film, which I don't think
Yeah, because the only
he
one he
sh-
shot. Actually, I like that scene with the waterfall.
yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because waterfalls, like in Jurassic Park: Lost World, the waterfall technically saves them, but I guess T Rex eats that guy. Which,
Hmm.
by the way, is the dad from Varsity Blues, the dad that gets hit in the face with the football. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Johnny Moxon's dad. It's that guy. I didn't even. I've seen Lost World so much. I was looking at it. I was like, hey, because I got I have pretty good.
Is it really?
It's him. Yeah, dude. I didn't even realize. I was like, let me look up his name. Yeah, it's him. Like, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna look
Wait,
up.
Mox's dad?
Yeah, Mox's dad, the guy that gets toasted in pigskin. Let's go Varsity Blues. Check it out. It's him because I
No,
was like,
that's the other guy's dad,
no, this dude. Let me
right?
show you. No, he plays like Dinosaur Bob or whatever that guy's name is.
Oh, the hairy dude
Yeah, in the movie, and
in
Jurassic Park.
Lost World.
Yeah,
Okay.
he plays like the
Let's see
dad.
here.
I mean, he plays the dad in Varsity Blues. Wait, what was he? That's the mom. Where's the dad at? Sam. Oh, I guess it's him right here. Duffy, Thomas F. Duffy, I think is his name. Is that
Let's
his
see
name?
here.
Yeah,
I'm
there it is, right
looking.
here. There he is, right here. Boom! I got you, bro. Check it out. This let me show you real quick. I got you. This is the
Yeah,
so
because
he has
I think I know who you're talking. The guy who had the snake crawling on him, right? In
yeah he goes,
Lost World. Yeah,
"Ah!" Yeah, yeah.
yeah. He
So here
gets
we go.
freaked out by a snake, but he's over there just naming off dinosaurs like it's no problem.
Yeah, he did he puts his head in his arc and he frames it when he talks about the Pachycephalitis, whatever it is.
And
So
then
there's
and
him.
then
That's it. See you
yeah.
there. Now check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. That's him.
I'll be damned. Put some glasses on him. It's him.
Yeah, that's him, dude.
Wow.
I've seen Jurassic. I've seen, like I said, I've been watching all of them. We have them on
Mm-hmm.
repeat. I don't even know if it's a good thing or not, but I've been watching. But I watch them a lot, and I love those movies. But like I mean, my son loves Jurassic Park 3, and like it's growing on me now. I'm like he's proving good
Oh
points.
yeah. No, I mean Jurassic Park 3 is a lot of fun to watch because you have the Spinosaurus. Like it really kind of gives you that and the dinosaurs are they're not caged up like they are in Jurassic Park.
That's true.
You know, you have more of a Jurassic Park 3 is almost like that creature feature, you know, whereas like Jurassic Park
True.
is more of like you know, just kind of getting introduced to it. You know, they do with Jurassic Park, it's less is more with the dinosaurs.
Well, it's because it's the
Uh
best. It's the best one though. Like I mean, I'm sorry, it's the
yeah,
first one, so
but
it's like
it's the first
it's
one.
showing you everything. So it's like the reveal,
Exactly. Whereas
and this
Jurassic Park 3, I mean, you're really kind of getting that the steam going. You know, like it's you've already had Lost World, you know, and then now you can really get into it and do new dinosaurs and new things that are discovered and stuff like that. Oh yeah, man. I remember when Jurassic Park 3 came out. I loved that movie. Um and yeah, I mean
I took
I
my
thought it was
mom to go watch it. She
yeah.
hated it, and she was like, "Oh,
Oh,
it's just
no.
yelling." She walked out
Yeah.
like 10 minutes before the movie's over. I was like, "All right, mom, thanks for thanks for the experience." But you know, but my one of my favorite scenes in that movie is the scene where they reunite with the son. Finally,
And
reunite
the
with the
phone
son.
goes off.
Dude, is that jingle? What? And then you just see Spinosaurus
Dun,
just
dun,
pissed
dun.
off, just like, "What are you doing in my house?"
Mhm.
Like I do, I don't know, just the rage. I'm just really, I guess as I'm getting older, and I'm like, I'm not letting that inner monster in me come out. I just see like when like the Spinosaurus in me is like just chill, because I like that, and also it has pterodactyls. You know, you actually get the
Yeah.
interaction like what pterodactyls can actually do. Like
Mhm.
I mean, even that scene where the
Big
Billy,
old shit they have.
where Billy's getting attacked, and then you just see the camera pan, and then it's the pterodactyls going like this, and then
Mhm.
he just turns his head, and it looks at you, and you're like, oh crap! It like breaks the fourth wall for a second. You know, it's
Mhm.
like but it has like a meh face, like meh. But
Now,
you
the
know what?
ones in 65, they look very menacing. Like that's the thing with you know what's so funny about these dinosaurs in 65 is first off, no feathers, which is interesting.
Like it?
Um
Did you realize? Did
and
you realize that those little dinosaurs, you know what they are, right?
what's that?
The little dinosaurs that they okay, so that scene with the they like I had to kind of I let my son see that scene where they pull that T-Rex out of the baby
Oh
T-Rex out
yeah.
of, and then it gets eaten up by those little, you know what those little dinosaurs are?
Hmm.
You don't know what they are?
No, no, no.
They're raptors.
Really?
Yeah, they don't talk about it. They don't tell you, but what it is that's the actual size of raptors.
Because
So
because the ones from Jurassic Park are like a certain type of raptor, right?
no,
Like they're
Steven Spielberg made them big. He said it wasn't scary enough, so he made
fair
them big,
enough.
and he also
I
said
don't know. In Jurassic Park Lost World, they're pretty scary when they tear that girl up. Pretty
and
scary.
oh the no those are the
Those
Conchies.
I know, but still, like those were
No,
small, and
no,
they
but
could
if
have.
yeah, but if
I
you look,
mean, yeah.
if you look at the little dinosaur, because I mean I've seen the movie so much, and like the first time Adam Driver, I mean Mills gets attacked, he kills that one with the gun, like the reverse gun,
Hmm.
and the butt of the gun, and then you see the claws, you can see the talons on the feet, and it. But there's a whole thing because they said that's the actual size of the
Velociraptors.
raptors. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, no, I thought, and that's another cool thing about 65 is like there's a communication barrier. It almost felt like
Oh
Logan,
yeah.
you know, like
X-23.
yeah, like and we have done Logan on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought we
Yeah,
did.
dude, we got an archive. We have 80 episodes, everybody. Hello, thank you for hanging in with us. Mhm.
Thank you. But yeah, man, I thought it was a cool story. I like that aspect of it where you don't just have somebody who knows what he's talking about. Like they have to overcome something to overcome that language barrier to get to a destination. Like honestly, I didn't think they were going to get off the planet. I didn't think Adam. I thought Adam Driver was done for, man.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's gonna die, badass.
Yeah,
And I was
and
like, he's a hero. And then it's like,
hmm
well, no,
well, and even like, oh, there's a rescue beacon, all this kind of stuff. Like, I thought that was, I was like, interesting. Uh, I went into this and I was like, this is gonna be Rogue One, man. They're dead. They're not coming out of this one alive, you know. Um, and so I don't know, man. I also thought it was interesting, like whenever he first crash lands, and then you kind of understand why he does what he does. He's like thinking about killing himself,
dude. So,
and you're just like, why would he do that when he has his daughter? And then later on, you find out that his daughter passed,
do you think? Do you
and
think so? So okay, so I didn't think that. I was like, I thought about that. I was like, well, my son, I was showing it to him. I was like, well, he's showing grief. He doesn't really put the gun to his mouth,
yeah,
and they do a really good. Like they visually tell you what he's gonna do.
mhm.
So that being said, do you think that's when he was already like, F it, I got I lost my daughter. Like he knew at that moment.
Yeah, I think that he was like he was already so grief stricken. Um, he'd gone through this massive trauma. Even in the distress call, like I think he was going to end it because he was
Yeah,
like, there are no survivors.
yeah. And then he calls
You
back.
know,
He's like, okay, we gotta go back.
yeah.
Oh,
But I can't remember, and you may be up. What triggers him to not do that? Was it just he couldn't
he couldn't do it.
couldn't do it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know if like I couldn't remember if it was
Nah, I
like
wasn't.
he
No,
sees that life supports thing start beeping, like, oh, there's somebody else here, kind of thing.
dude, I would never took off that suit. He takes off the sweet suit. I would have never taken. I
Yeah,
would have had that thing on.
I know.
I
And
got. What's up?
I think it's so cool is that he's like, there's something alien out there,
Oh yeah.
and it's something that we don't consider alien. That's terrestrial for us. I think the entire concept of this movie is so damn cool. Like, it's not about time travel. It's not. You really don't know exactly what story you're going to get when you first start watching this. Um, and then once you slowly kind of discover, like, okay, so, well, I mean, it's not even slowly. I mean, they tell you right off the bat, and that's another thing that I really enjoyed about this. They were like, you know years before, millennia before we came around, people have been traveling, around the cosmos and stuff like this. And I thought that was it was short, sweet, to the point. It didn't feel, forced, anything like that. Like, whenever I first saw the trailer for this movie too, I was like, oh, is this going to be about time travel?
Yeah, that's what I
You know,
thought.
what's going on here? And then it was like 65. I was like, oh, like, is this Earth?
Did you get it? Did you get it instantly though?
What?
Like when
Yeah,
you saw, see, I thought that I got it right away. I was
yeah,
like, dinosaurs?
yeah.
Like that?
That's
Cause
what I thought too. Yeah, and I was like, is this Earth? Is this, you know, whereabouts is this? And I thought, like I said, the way the story was told, I thought it was great. It
but it says there, right? Like it lets you, like what you're saying
right
is like
away.
when it says 65, then it says million years ago on
Hmm.
Earth. So it just gives you the answers. Like
It
here we
gives
go.
you the answers. Like, it's not trying to fool you. It's not trying to be like, oh, this like mysterious or anything. No, it's like, here's what we're doing, and this is the story. And I thoroughly enjoyed, like, I enjoyed that. There aren't like, oh my, like a plot twist in the middle of the movie, like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah,
Earth
that's true.
65. Like,
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, we've been here the whole time. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. It's not like that revelation. I mean, they knock it out right away, and I enjoy that. Um, and what was funny is, like, whenever I saw the trailer, and I had somebody at work who saw it, I was like, did they say, like, it's Earth? Like, do they explain? She's like, yeah, they kind of do. And I was like, okay, like, because I was curious about it, because she said she wouldn't watched it. And yeah, man, it was very interesting how they did this movie. And you don't see a lot of movies like this that are just so straightforward. Like, this is an action movie. This is an action sci-fi movie, and that's what it is. That's what you're going in. That's what you get. It's clear cut to the point. This is almost like the John Wick of sci-fi movies.
close,
Like,
right?
John Wick, you come in like, okay, killed the dog, great. All right, he's an ex hitman. All right, he's about to kill some people. All right, It's, you know, it's action. It's not any of this talking. It's nothing like this. You know,
Did you
it's to the
did
point.
did you end up watching that Amazon movie, The Tomorrow War, with
Yeah.
Chris Pine?
Hmm.
Okay, so that was the first movie basically came out like after 2020, right? That I saw,
Yeah.
and it was one of those where I was like, dude, it's a straightforward movie.
Hmm.
It's an action. There's no messing around. They tell you what you're here for. They're telling you what you're doing. It gets kind of silly at the end with their when the dad and the son are saving each other.
Hmm.
But outside of that, I was like, this is what I needed to watch because
Yeah.
2020 was full of everybody trying to just get in your face with BS and not enjoying anything. This movie was awesome. Like I enjoyed everything about it. Like I enjoyed the way they explained time travel and why they're sending you in the future. I enjoyed like everything. Like they're just trying to plant seeds. Like you can. It wasn't like trying to. I mean, there is the comic relief character, but it wasn't trying so hard to be a movie. It was just like enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. That movie was great, and this is what I got from 65. Um,
You're able to escape for a minute. Like you get drawn into what's going on because there's not so many convoluted things going on at one time. You know,
but
it's
also,
just
also too, dude, he is like teched out. Let's talk about Mills Tech,
yeah.
dude. He's got that iPad,
Hmm.
like that's freaking killer. That tablet, and then not to mention he's got a gun that's like an AR-75. It's like a shotgun, semi-automatic. Like it's able
Plasma,
plasma. You
like
know, it's like it
everything.
takes out a T-Rex. Like it's good. It's a crazy ass gun. So he's on a spaceship. He can use a escape pod that actually works when you knock it off. You know when
Yeah.
you know it's like he has so much technology, and the one thing he doesn't have is a translator, and they figure out right away by using visuals. But dude, I was like, dude, if you have technology in the future, yeah, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
But I was like, what do you have? Like,
That's it's funny that you mentioned that it doesn't have a translator. It reminded me of like Spy Kids of like that watch that does everything but tell time. You know, like he has all this technology and not even one, even that thing
yeah,
can't
my
translate.
yeah,
Oh, there's an asteroid coming to you, but we can't translate what this little girl's telling you right now.
they're what do you call it? I mean that thing is so cool. Like
It is.
I would like it, even like it's called air current detected. Like it'll help you out. Like you don't have to panic. He doesn't really have to panic because the technology is there.
Yeah,
Another thing I noticed, Mills, he doesn't look before he leaps. He always falls into something or hurts himself.
dude. Yes.
He just
No.
dives into it. Like that's
Well,
like you get to get character flaws that he doesn't break. You know?
and what gets me to is like, and this is just my mind thinking, and it did kind of bring me out of the movie at times, but like you're squishing a bug that you don't know what's going on in that. Like, what if that blood was like acidic or something? And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, he
there
just
were a
gets it
lot.
because it's an instinct. You know?
It's instinct, and it's very interesting that he's able to survive in this hostile environment, and even then, like, I mean, I don't know, and you know, I don't know how breathable Earth could have been back then for humans. You know, like how, how, because you know, dinosaurs have a little bit. You know, plants at that time too were totally different,
Yeah, they're rough. They're a lot rougher.
a lot
Uh,
rougher in CO2 output and everything
well,
like
that's I
that.
think that's the
But
reason why dinosaurs that were that big, right? Because the Earth was a lot hotter,
mhm,
so the blood was in flow or was yeah, it's hotter. So the flood. So as climate changed, the animals got smaller because it
yeah,
just I think that's how it works.
I don't know the science, but but it was just like things. It was like, I wonder if this, and also whenever he landed on Earth, I was like, is this one big continent?
Oh,
Is this
Pangea,
Pangea?
Pangea.
But I. You could probably tell me that, but I don't know if it was.
We got to write Pangea, man. That'd be a good movie to write.
Really would be. Um, but
65. I know exactly. What if he was just on like he walks like 8 miles and it's like Antarctica, and like
mhm.
in the United States, and then like Greenland.
And it's just it's wild, man. It's like I said, it's a fun movie. It will, you know, it's one that you can get lost in. It's like I said, it's not a whole lot of, you don't get a lot of dialogue. Um, and the dialogue you do get is very limited, as far as like it's more of like trying to translate stuff instead of, you know, just like dialogue for no reason, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um but yeah, no, I
So I got a question on the. So this is talking about technology.
Yeah.
That ring when they're in that waterfalls cave thing. That ring,
Hmm.
what is that? Is it just supposed to alert you? Is it a force field?
I don't think it's a force field.
Okay,
I don't think that's what it's doing. I think it's more of just an alert system. It's almost like a home security
that's what it is,
kind
right?
of thing.
So
Yeah.
base so when it goes off, it's because that bug that goes into Cole's mouth. That's why
Hmm.
it goes off, right?
Yeah.
So he, what is he? How does he kill it? Like I was wondering because he had that he got that thing and he popped off the I guess a glass or something,
Hmm.
and it pops, but I don't know how he was able to.
So what did he use to get it out again?
He
He
got
used he used
he
the
got
he
the
used the
beacon, the
thing,
little
right?
thing, the
Yeah,
little
the
alarm
little
thing.
beacon, right? And then he used that to kind of coax the bug out.
Yeah, it pops though. So I guess he timed it where it tried to bite and he popped it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought
And yeah, and that's I
that's
don't know, man.
gross, dude. Because I think but I'm
Well,
saying that did that thing detect did that thing like what do you call it set off the alarm? Is that
mhm.
why it went off?
Yeah,
Because
that's
the T Rex doesn't come out till after that.
no, no, no.
And
It would have had to been that because it
and
almost seemed like it had been going off for a minute.
yeah,
Like he woke up and it was going off, kind of thing.
because also I didn't see I saw the like first or second time I didn't see that it got in her mouth. I
Mhm.
thought she ate the berries. I was like I thought she wasn't supposed to eat the berry. The first time I saw that,
No, no,
and then there's a bug. I was like oh crap that's gross. And it's just that's like that fish that bug that parasite.
silverfish.
Yeah, is that what it is? It gets in the parasite that gets in the fish's mouth and eats its tongue and then takes its place as its tongue. So
Oh,
it's
I know what you're talking about. It's not silverfish, no, but I know what you're talking about. But it was just that's another thing too. Is like the resilience of these two characters is just outstanding. I mean,
yeah.
he's over there like putting his shoulder back into place,
Oh yeah,
like
that whole scene is
like
intense, man.
he's falling out of trees, he's getting sucked underneath. Like
It's kind of like a comedy, right? It's kind of
well, I mean, it's just like damn, how much
like
can you take? Like, and in this hostile world where dinosaurs are literally all the way around you, like it's I
CGI is
uh,
amazing though in this movie, man.
yeah, it really is.
I
It's
want to I want to know what is actually fake and what's real. It's kind of hard to tell.
well, and I did that scene that you were talking about with the raptors coming and devouring the T Rex. Like those scenes like that, they're hard to watch, but I mean, that's life. That's life in this time. Is like, yeah, you could go and save that baby T Rex, and oh yeah, it's cute. Oh yeah, everything like that. But first off, in the end, that thing's a predator. You know. Second off, there's just because you save it doesn't. You see it all the time. Like, oh, I saved this bird, then a cat comes and eats it.
Yeah.
Like that's. I think it sucks that that girl just had to witness that. But I mean, that's like if anything, I feel like in a movie like this, that's almost a necessary scene for this child to kind of like, okay, this is where I'm at. That's like
Yeah.
almost like a come to Jesus moment of like, oh man, like, yeah,
Well,
it's
also too, like you just said, you're right. Like if you, because like, yeah, my Max was like, why didn't they save him? And I was like, well, I guess you don't want to, like, don't start nothing, you won't get nothing. Like it's not their fight, it's not his fight. He
yeah.
saved it, they saved it already, great. But I was like, no,
Well,
because also if you do kill it, let's say you waste all your ammo, then the T-Rex shows up. I was like, oh great. You want to be stealthy, you want to be reserved. Also, I was thinking like, is this kind of like a survival movie, right?
mhm,
Like how do you use how do you use like what you have to survive? But I mean, the technology just totally helps them out. Like
it really does.
they're reliable on that stuff like real bad. But that's a good point, man. Like it is life. It's like I'm on that scene right here because also too with the bug in the neck. Like she's a child. She still wants to play around. I can't
Yeah.
like dude. I'm like I cannot tell you how hard it would be to like to hide with your kid. And this your kid is like 12 to 13 years old. They're not gonna really get grasp. And the reason I say that because it's almost like a teenager, and I guess maybe that's why we call them teenagers, or that's why they mature at that age. Because dude, with a 5-year-old trying to keep him quiet, it's not gonna work,
Dude,
dude. Hey,
no.
it's not. You can tell him, and like you can be as serious with him, and they'll just start crying, or they'll give your location up, or
Hmm.
it's like it's insane. And then that's why it's with the Koa. It's like she's a little kid,
Yeah.
and it's like she's going through this, and it's like I mean, just talk about her for a second. Imagine that shit, man. You're in the future, and you're like, oh, we're just transporting you. You're gonna fall asleep and wake up at home, like that's like, or like you get on a plane and you land in a like international like an international airport. It's not like
Hmm.
or something like that. You're like, wait, what am I doing in the Florida Keys? Like, oh, we had to turn over here. Like, I fell asleep and I'm awake here. Like, it's
Dude, and
crazy.
then you don't have your family around, and whenever they got to the mountain and she's talking about family, it was like it almost kind of confused me for a second because I was like, wait, he told her that that her family wasn't there, but then
He lied to her, right?
well, it was like he said it to her, but she didn't understand.
No,
He's like, your
no, I th-
family's dead. Like, but she didn't understand.
no, but I think he told. I think he lied to her. I think he was like, yeah. Like, I think that was just like, yeah, sure, your family's gonna be there because of familia, and I
Oh,
think it.
no. Like at the beginning, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how he was like, yeah, your family's up there. But then like halfway through, he's
yeah.
like,
When he
no,
breaks,
no. Yeah, he's like, I can't go any
but she
further.
doesn't get it. But she doesn't
No.
get it. So
And
then she
then
gets there, and then she gets it, and then
mhm,
that's why she freaks out.
I
So
think
she puts it together like, oh, my family's dead.
the one part that did make me laugh out loud was the rope scene where he's like, go tie this to something secure, and she
Yeah,
just like
that's good.
she was like,
Oh, that'll work.
good job, because he was like, where is she?
Yeah.
Okay, and so here's I want to get your take on this, especially since you've been watching a lot of Jurassic Park 3 specifically.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
Dominion and Fallen Kingdom. I'm watching Fallen Kingdom. It's growing on me.
and repeat offender with Justice Smith. Um,
Oh yes.
so her name, whenever he's saying her name, Koa, and he's yelling it, does that not sound like the Velociraptor call in Jurassic Park 3? Koa, Koa, like that kind of stuff.
I never realized it. No, maybe I
It,
gotta
it
look at.
almost it almost sounds like a dinosaur call whenever, like, that's what it reminded me
I'll
of.
have to I'll focus on that next time. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's looking for her.
Hmm.
Oh, because that God, that you're right. It's just like okay. And then first of all, let's just talk about this, Koa. Why do girls take shit way too far, man? They take it. They go. He gives her. He shows her how to use the little bombs, and then
She uses all of
she's
them.
all of them on that little raptor. Why did she do?
But she doesn't know if it, if one will
Well,
do it.
she saw what one did because he blows it up before they separate, and
Yeah.
also she's already on the outside, right? When she gets so the rock just blocked him in, or was she
Yeah.
still in the cave?
No. Wait.
Whenever Koa goes all the way, she's on the outside, right? She's not in the cave still.
She's almost to the outside. She's like, she can,
'Cause
I think she can escape, and then
yeah.
that's when it closes out.
God, that would have pissed me off. And then he's got to fight that other thing,
Hmm.
and then he's fighting. It's like a bigger raptor, and he's fighting it, and he's
And
got that iPad or that thing going,
uh-huh.
and it's just
I thought
refuse.
that was a cool scene, a good
It,
way to do that. That way it's not just so monotonous of like, okay, here's a dinosaur, now we got to fight it, kind of thing.
but I
I
thought it was cool with the he did that flashing the flashlight the to blind it,
mhm.
like that thing is a badass. Like like
Yeah.
I mean
No.
he could probably use that thing to just stare the T Rex away.
Well, and what's crazy too is like this movie is just like constantly like one upping itself on like the danger level. It's like, okay, now we have to go get to the escape pod over here. It's what, 16 kilometers away. It's a ways, right? Um, but and then like halfway through the movie, you're like, oh, but wait, we have an extinction level event coming on. You better get off. Like they really up the ante throughout the movie, and I
Yeah.
did enjoy that too. Like it's not just like, oh, we got to fight the dinosaurs, but they just like they continually just make it more and more perilous, and you're just like, there's no way you're getting out. And I did enjoy that, but I do think we should start talking about Dungeons and
Yeah, I
Dragons.
was thinking about that because we're hitting this one hard, but it's good
Mhm.
though. I like it.
Oh, it's a solid movie.
Also,
It's
too, when they get and then when they get rid of it, when she at the end when you think Mills is gonna get killed, and then Koa comes with the freaking dinosaur bone, the tooth, and you're like, I forgot about that thing.
mm-hmm.
I was like, oh yeah, I was like, she brought it back. So I
Yep.
was like a callback. But yeah, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons because unlike 65, where it's only two people, there's a lot of people in this movie.
Oh, there's a lot of people, man. This was a an ensemble cast. I mean, you got Michelle Rodriguez, you got Chris Pine, you got Justice Smith, and you got the other two. I don't know their names. The druid, I Sophia Lillis, I think is her name,
Yeah,
and then Jean Claude Van Damme.
Hugh
And
Grant.
no, not Hugh Grant. The Jean, the
Oh, yeah, French
Frenchman,
dude. Yeah, Sean. Yeah,
Frenchman.
what's his name? Zink.
Yeah, Zinc. Yeah, and then you got Hugh Grant. S- I, I,
Ford.
yeah, I like the names in this movie because, like, what's Chris Pine's name? Like Edragon or so, but
Edgin.
Edgin, but then they call him Ed.
Yeah,
Like Holga. Like
Holga.
they sound very similar to names that we have, but they're not quite. Like Simon is one that's a good. But no, man. And then yeah, it was a fun movie to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The storytelling was there. The comedy was there. It wasn't. I don't feel like it overdid it. I felt like it was a nice balance. And even especially even coming from the trailer, like there's one. It was like a mini trailer. It was whenever they were resurrecting the dead and is asking the questions. The first guy's like, no, no, no. And he's like, did that count? Yes. And then falls back. Like, I thought that was hilarious.
I
Like,
was, and then you have to kill. You have to ask the questions or he'll stay alive.
yeah. And then one dude is like, will somebody ask me a question, please? Um, but no, I'm sure if I was an avid Dungeons and Dragons player, there would be a lot of Easter eggs in here that I'd be like, oh, they did that. Oh, they did that. I think that gelatinous blob thing is probably about the only thing that I knew of. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd heard about that, maybe from like Stranger Things or
Yeah,
something. Um, and it almost like uh, the music almost had like a stranger feel or stranger things kind of feel to the music as well. And like at some points I was like, I don't know if this is like a Dungeons and Dragons theme that they use for Stranger Things or if it's they're using a little bit of Stranger Things for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know uh which came first, but you got a fat dragon. I love
that was
that.
yeah.
That was hilarious.
The fat dragon,
The
dude.
fat dragon's
That
like, oh,
was
he's a little
funny.
pudgy. like
Like,
uh
well, that just means he's been eating, right?
yeah.
Like, he's been eating. You know, that was funny. Yeah, my I knew that my I was like because I said let's go watch Dungeons and Dragons. So I took my brother and my son,
Hmm.
and my brother was like, I want to watch that one. And then my son was like, dragons. I was like, probably not gonna be a whole lot. And sure enough, at a certain point, he's like, he liked it, and he hung in there for 2 hours and 14 minutes. He hung in there like a champ. But he was like, Dad, you said there's gonna be dragons in here. What are the dragons? And right when he said that, the fat dragon came out.
And
And
he
I was
loved
like,
it.
there he is. And he goes, oh, he loved that fat dragon. And I go, who's your favorite? Because he goes, I like that fat dragon, but I like the gold dragon. So the one that made out of, he goes, the one
The
that was
Rock.
the
Yeah.
statue. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Because
And then you almost like, okay, so the parole hearing. It was almost like a dragon there too, right?
yeah, it was
Like there was
it was sitting. Yeah.
sitting on there, like that would be all I would say like maybe another dragon type. Um but yeah, no, I thought it was a fun movie. There was a lot of questions. It didn't really answer. I feel like this is a great start to world building that they could. I mean, if they wanted to, they could make a whole bunch of movies.
That's
You
what
know,
my coworker's a huge D&D. He's a DM.
you
Do you know
don't
do you know
you
what
don't
DM
even
is?
have to use the same characters.
No, you don't, because it's a venture game,
Yeah,
drinking game.
sorry. What
So
what'd you say?
do you know what a DM is?
Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master. I
Yeah,
work with a dungeon master, and he's really good.
yeah,
And I asked him, I go, because he said he saw it right when it came out, and he said, I go, what you think? Because he hates magic. That's what I found out about D&D guys don't like magic, and magic
like the
guys don't.
Gathering.
Yeah, and
Okay.
magic people don't really care for D&D, but they don't care either way. But I was talking to my coworker, and I go, what is it? He goes, oh, it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. He goes, you need to go watch it. I goes, all right.
Yeah.
I watched it and we talked about it, and I was like, holy crap, dude! Like, I go, how good was it compared? Because I liked it. It was entertaining. We liked it. All three of us liked it. I go, what did you I go, was it like a gameplay? He goes, yeah, it was exactly like they go. They did justice. They did it exactly. He goes, yeah, there's a few things there that they didn't have to explain, and they did explain a few things. But he goes, but for the most part, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like if you got them, you got them. He's like, it's geeky
Yeah.
stuff, and I was like,
Hmm.
but even like the only thing I was gonna say was like even like for an adventure story where like they get the God assistance from God is that the whole time they're in that they're trying to figure out how to do the pattern, and then Simon steps on the rock and he breaks it, and then Helga pulls out that staff that she got from the Bradley Cooper character, her ex
Yeah,
boyfriend.
Marilyn or something like that.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. I love that cameo, by the way.
yeah.
And another thing I really enjoyed because I was expecting more cameos later on, and they didn't have any. And I was like, you know what? That's great. Like one and done with a cameo. Like I don't need a million people coming
Yeah,
out of the woodwork. Like I enjoyed that. You know.
uh, and I thought that that scene was like I was like they I mean that's like because that'll save you a lot of time,
Hmm.
and the fact that they did that I was like, that's cool. That's actually a really cool cheat. Like that's like a little cheat code there. That's the only thing I was like, and that would be considered like I would say I've heard when you do that in writing, it's like it's like cheap writing, but the way they used it was clever and I
No,
liked
no,
it.
no.
Like
But see, that's the thing is, it seems like cheap writing, but it's
no,
not
no,
like
no. I'm saying that's where someone would use it, and they because you could do that in an adventure story. But I'm
yeah.
saying they just used it to be like, look, we're gonna save a bunch of time just by throwing this thing in there randomly, and it's like, okay, I got it. Like it didn't bother me. Also, too, the decoy that Edwin like copy that was got all big
Oh
fucks in
yeah,
it. That was
yeah.
funny.
That
So it's
was
like
funny.
certain things like that, you know. Um, I don't know, like even like the gameplay, the style that they started in, where they started off with the parole, and they passed their parole, and
Yeah,
they still
but
did
we
the
granted your parole.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even if I, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's
What is that actress, the Sophia? What is she from?
Sofina.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was looking.
Sophia.
Yeah, right. It's Sofina. That's the thing with all these.
Sophia. Where's the N?
Huh?
Her name is Sophia.
No, it's Sofina.
I'm looking right at it, dude.
You're looking at IMDb
Yeah, I mean,
for Daisy Head, and you're not seeing the N.
that is no N.
What? You're on IMDb right now? Like
This is
I'm
her.
looking at it too. It
This is
says
her.
Sofina.
I'm on IMDb. Why does it say Sophia Lillis? Is this her? Is this
No,
her?
no, 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 no. The character, Sofina.
Oh, Sophia is this girl I was talking about.
That's oh okay. The druid.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the red wizard lady.
No, I'm talking about Sophia. The
Oh yeah,
no.
she
Oh,
was
so
in it.
she's from It. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying. I was like, why do I know that face?
Hmm.
Okay, my bad. So the other one, the Katy Perry looking chick, is or the Emily Blunt looking chick is Sophina.
Yes. Okay. My bad. I
My
was
bad. We
misunderstanding.
really on the Pam Pan situation again. Um. Okay,
Oh,
where's she
with two
from?
M's.
To where's
I
she
don't know, man.
from?
She.
Daisy Head. She is from Underworld, Wrong Turn. She's from
Yeah.
2021, Wrong Turn, and Fallen. So her top four movies. She's got
Ophelia, Syndicate. Yeah, this is. I think she. I mean,
her
maybe
presence.
maybe she was doing some like British acting because these are shows that I've never heard of.
Yeah, she but her performance is pretty good as a
Great.
wizard is what they call her,
A red wizard. Yep.
the Red Wizard. So she's talking to like a Thanos type character, right? At one point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's where you're saying that they can go anywhere with this, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, and two, like I said, you don't even have to have the same characters in the next movie. They could literally just pop up and be like little cameos from here on out and be just fine.
Yeah,
Like
but
you could follow any part of this world. Like they have the map, they do all this. Like I think it's the potential for the world building on this is endless. Um, and I think that's really cool. I think that's why a lot of people really enjoyed this movie, and why even your dungeon master coworker probably enjoyed it because it felt like it made sense. Like even when the obstacles came up, and I think that's what happens in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to be honest, I've never played, but I've heard people play, and like you have options. Like you have this quest. Okay, well, plan B, or I like whatever he was talking about. Plan A, B, C, and D is like, well, isn't that just plan A? No, it's got some stink on it, like so I enjoyed that, as well. And what's crazy too is like the accents, like Chris Pine has an American accent, Michelle Rodriguez has an like you don't even they don't even have to have like, oh, this is British, like uh Justice Smith has his accent, all this other stuff.
yeah,
I like that does, sometimes it'll pull you out of a movie. Not this one. Nope,
dude.
not this one.
I just yeah. I'm looking through the IMDb. I'm going doing some stuff, hearing you out, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I just saw a picture from their South by Southwest event,
Hmm.
and I didn't even realize that there's some trickery going on. Oh, what is this? Oh, hold on, man. I'm gonna have to step out for a second. I gotta answer this phone call. Sorry,
All right.
man. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Well, hello everybody. This is Benjamin Garrett. I'm coming to you on our Dungeons and Dragons 65 episode. Yeah, so let's look up some trivia for Dungeons and Dragons while we're on that. Um, so let's see here. Chris Pine agreed to appear because the role of Edgin is a very atypical for fantasy film leading man, and because he sat in on his nephew playing D&D campaign and saw how much fun he and his friends were having. That's pretty cool. I actually did see an interview with Chris Pine talking about his nephew and how he approved of the movie, everything like that. The fourth Dungeons and Dragons film, and also a reboot. Okay. Um, John Francis Daly cited Princess Bride and Monty Python, Holy Grail, Lord of the Rings, and Indiana Jones as influence for the film. I totally see it. I mean, it had all those aspects of the films he just described. Princess Bride probably is would be the best one that I would say. Yeah, they really kind of captured the essence of that. Um, it's maybe not. I know a lot of people kind of say Princess Bride is like the perfect movie. It kind of has a little bit of everything. It has the comedy, it has the love, the romance, everything like that. And another thing I really kind of enjoyed is like they weren't they weren't trying to make Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. They weren't trying to make them work. They weren't a couple in the sense of like intimate anything like that. They were just raising a child together. And Olga Holga was Kiara's surrogate mother, and it was refreshing. It was nice to see that they weren't just like trying to push that push them being in a relationship so hard. Michelle Rodriguez and Chris Pine's characters, like they were raising a kid together. Like she was
Yeah.
there to help him out, and I really enjoyed that aspect. Like it's not like, oh, they're gonna come together and be a love interest, and they weren't trying to do that. And yeah,
No, but also
it's
because they say like your girlfriend goes, oh me, oh no, they're like
yeah.
they right away like, dude, I have friends like
Yeah,
that.
and she was like, "Go ahead and try."
Yeah,
Like
I
whatever's like, give her a kiss
well, I
or
also
something.
like the fact that she likes like little guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I did
the fact
too.
that
Because
other
at
guy
the end,
she
she
bit
was
her
like,
lip, like I was like, hey man, hey I always said, man, their heights, no issue with height.
you know what I said whenever she looked at him like this. Oh, him's just a little guy. Like,
Oh, so I was gonna say this about. I did notice something. So I was looking through the South by Southwest photo, and I was like, well, how tall is Chris Pine? Because there's got to be some imagery stuff here. Chris Pine sits at like 6 foot and between 6 foot and 6'1", and I was like, okay, well, how tall is Michelle Rodriguez? Guess how tall she is?
she's
I,
probably like 6'5".
hell no, dude, she's 5'5".
Oh, well then they did some forced perspective
They
there.
had to have done that because they I mean they did it obviously with the Bradley Cooper character, but
Yeah.
she's
Well,
she's
yeah,
she's
yeah,
tiny. She looks like she's the same height as him.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like
she's
wow.
she's she's a warrior, man. I like it. I also like the whole shape shifting aspect,
Oh,
and literally being a fly on the wall. I thought that was good. Whenever Sophina like sees her for the first time, she's like, "There's something going on here," and then she like screams. I was like, "That is the creepiest sound I have ever heard." Like that was just a screech that could make you, you know, piss your pants a little bit.
dude, that was my probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. And then at that, so this is my coworker is like I go. So my favorite scene was the whole transformation
Hmm.
and like all that.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. We're going, and he's like, "Well, she was a deer."
yeah, I love that part too. Like he still turned into a deer. I mean, that's so crazy. Like she survived that, but it's also funny because my coworker was like, I go, how accurate was that to the games? Like, well, they would say you only do two moves, but she probably did like eight. I was like, she would in real life she would only be able to do like two or three moves. But I just thought it was funny that what do you call it? That she that whole scene was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean I liked everything. She'll turn into a worm. Like she already knew where to go with it. And then she just had to
Mhm.
make a little hole. Like everything didn't work out to plan, but it worked out to plan. My brother liked the scene where Simon has to go up against himself,
Yeah.
and then that's the scene he really liked. I mean this
I,
movie hands down. I don't really have to talk to sell neither of these movies, but Dungeons and Dragons is a good time. Like it's
yeah.
entertaining
Yeah.
the whole time. If you like movies, if you like movies, I think it's a great
And
time.
and both of these movies were very well paced. Um, it didn't feel like there was a lot of downtime in either one of these movies. It was pretty consistent action, pretty consistent dialogue in Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, it kept the pace well. It really, they were hitting all the marks. 2 hours and 15 minutes for this movie. Good timing. I mean, they weren't trying to overdo it. They weren't trying to, you know, make a 3 hour long epic movie,
Yeah.
anything like that. But 2 hours is it's that's for getting this entire story across and just how smooth it was. Um, I enjoyed that, and he was able to keep his promise to give all the
Yeah, I did.
everything to the town folk, and in fact save the day doing so. Kind of ruining her plan, and I thought that was cool. Um, everything. It's just like no matter how, and I think Chris Pine even said this in that little monologue. No matter how many times they failed, it's like they failed upwards. Like they were constantly just trying to make it work regardless of what was holding them back. And that's just life, man.
Yeah.
Like you just got to roll with the punches. You got to take them as they come, and then do what you can um, to make the best of it. I thought it was interesting too, like Hugh Grant's character Forge. Um, I thought that was interesting too. Like literally 15-20 minutes into the movie, like they set everything up for you.
Yeah, I mean it's
They set up
quick.
the
It's quick.
it is like, okay, he's the bad guy. He's like, okay, well, yeah, no, I'm gonna hold on to your daughter, and this is what's happening, and like I'm still working with this wizard or sorceress or whatever she is.
Yeah, they call it the
And
wizard on the promo ads.
yeah, and so like it's you don't have to question a whole lot. Like there's not a whole lot of twist and turn or like plot twist or anything like that. Like every so often you'll get that thing where like, oh, I had to have confidence in myself, or oh, that's Chris Pine. That's just like a hologram essentially of Chris Pine, you know. um
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think there is a lot of magic in it, but not over to the point where
no,
it's overbearing. And then
no,
it's also like when you get back with Simon, you see where he's at, and also he was part of the plan to get killed, and then he
mm-mm.
escaped. He's like he's got away, so it kind of fills in a lot of void for you. And
Yep,
Forge like not being killed is also a great thing because you get to see him. If you could bring him back if you want, it's always like,
exactly.
and that's one thing I did like about that's what we'll go back to the Jurassic Parks real quick. Is like I like you just said 3 was just like the animals were roaming free. Like you don't really the Spinosaurus doesn't die. Like but I'm noticing like well if we watch Jurassic World and Indominus Rex dies and the Indoraptor dies in part 2 and then in Fallen Kingdom and then in the Dominion like every hybrid thing they destroy right away and that's the whole thing with Marvel where Marvel was killing off all their villains and it's like we can't grow with those villains if
Now
they're
I have a question for you on Dominion. Did you watch the extended version?
yeah
That one I think is superior.
it's
I
way
think the
better.
way I think the way that it's told, it's almost like the Snyder cut of Jurassic World, and the whole locust and everything. I really like how they tied up the plot with that. Like I thought that was a solid movie. Like that really rounded out the trilogy in a way that made sense,
Yeah.
and didn't feel too forced. But yeah, man, this Dungeons and Dragons was a whole lot of fun. If we see more of those movies, I I would
What I,
love to see more of this world for sure.
What I did
Uh,
want to ask you was, these movies both have two director writers in them, and so that's something I was like, is that what's taking right now? Is the chemical? I mean, the chemical,
well,
the
I mean, obviously with the
chemistry.
well, I think that definitely helps with the vision of the movie and how well it flows. And I can also see why there's a lot of writers slash directors going on right now, especially since we have a writer strike going on.
Dude,
Um,
let's get in it. Let's start writing.
bro, yeah, we could be some scabs, right?
There you go. You scab
But no, I think it's
from Futurama. It's a Futurama reference, everybody.
uh no, the both of these movies. If I think 65 is a one and done. I don't foresee if they do have a sequel to that, that'd be strange. Dungeons and Dragons, if it's one and done, great. If not, great.
Keep it
Like
going.
as long as as long as you keep it in the same vein, as long as you have that it's not taking itself too seriously, it's not going over the top like you said. I mean, hell, I would love to see either more of these characters, different characters with the same kind of goals, or just being able to save the world the same. Do you think they killed Sophina at the end?
I don't know.
I did.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I did like how she started moving and then she went back and punched her a couple more times. They had
Yeah.
like the Hulk kind of.
The Hulks, and yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing. Like that was like a hybrid owl bear. That was cool.
yeah.
You know, like you get to see things like that.
Hmm.
But you know what, man? To say the least, I don't think we need to go any more further. We are close on time for this episode,
Yep.
and I think we have 25 minutes left. But I want to wrap this up and do our scores, so that way
Yeah.
we can run into our next shows. But I think these are must watch for sure.
Oh, agreed.
So let me go to the IMDb rating for 65, and
I'm
we're gonna
looking.
do 65. It was rated a 5.4 out of 10 with 37,000 votes. I wonder what was the good old Rotten Tomato.
Well, let's see here. So Rotten Tomatoes over here is going to have a tomato meter score of 35% out of 114 reviews, and an audience score of 65%, with 1,000 plus verified ratings. Critics' consensus on this is sodden sci-fi somehow finds a way to bungle Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs. 65 is closer to zero. Boy, that's a really shitty review. Audience says, although it's silly, predictable, and sort of slow, 65's missed opportunities are mostly balanced out by a solid survival thriller action. Gotta agree there. Um I don't see this being a 35% at all. I think it's that's way too
That's low, man. I saw that.
it's too low.
I saw that rating, and that's when I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I need to watch this movie.
And so what do you got over there for Dungeons and Dragons?
For Dungeons and Dragons, let's see where are we at. Here we go. Dungeons and Dragons got a 7.4 out of 72,000 votes.
Yep.
So it's got
So,
it as well.
over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a certified fresh of 91% on the tomato meter out of
Dang.
285 reviews, and a 93% audience scores out of 2,500 plus verified ratings. Critics' consensus: an infectiously good spirited comedy with a solid emotional core. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves offers fun fantasy and adventures even if you don't know your HP from your OP. That's me. Audience says Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves entertainingly blends action, fantasy, and comedy, all while respecting the source material.
Respect the
So,
source. You gotta respect the source material.
gats to,
I'll say,
gats to.
I'll say this, man. 65. It's an isolation movie, basically.
Hmm.
It's a good little. I mean, it's a good push. It's a good progression. It's a good. I like it. I mean, like I said, the technology really is like overpowering. Like it helps them out of everything.
Hmm.
I mean, even the sense where you can throw a little mine grenade that helps you clear out some space.
And
Uh,
eject from the planet right as it's getting destroyed.
yeah, like it's like very convenient for a lot of stuff, but it's not poor writing. It's good
No,
writing the way it's told. Um, I'll rate it, and I'll say
let's. What do you got for 65?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm tiptoeing on 10, 11.
Yeah,
10.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Yeah, because I'm on 10, but I've seen it so much. It's like 11 for me, just because it's creeping up a bit because it hits everything right. Even Adam Driver's performance is good.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he does a really good job. You're by yourself. You have to show, and like they're able to communicate. And just like the importance is what is able to get. It's also the character loses his daughter. And it's
Hmm.
like he lost his will to live, and that's what he even says. Like I have to get, like that's his drive. That's his only goal, and he gets it. It's good to see. It's good to see a movie where also a person does, like, they lost the will and they found a will to get back into it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give it an 11. I'm not gonna do
Okay.
that 10.5. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it an 11, but it's also
I'm
because it hits the sci-fi dinosaur thing I like.
I'm giving it a 10. I would recommend this to people. I would say, yeah, give 65 a watch. I mean, it's an hour and a half. It's a solid movie. I think I don't know. It could have there could have been a few things differently to give it that little extra oomph. But I don't know. I really that's just how I feel about it. I don't necessarily have any ideas at this moment on how to make it better. I think it's for what it is. It's a fun movie. It's it's one that you can kind of escape from. Um, but yeah, yeah. What do you
Yeah.
got for Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh man, I'm tiptoeing on that one. It's like the nerd and geek in me is like right at 11 and 12 on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 12.
Yeah, it's like right there. It's entertaining. I mean, I think it's because they do it right. They did it.
Yeah.
This was a good
Well,
like
it's
mashup.
it's fun. It's a fun movie.
It's
Like
fun.
it takes you on an adventure. You're along for the ride, man. And both of these movies are, but I feel like Dungeons and Dragons, it has that little extra oomph, but I think that's just because it has more characters. It has the dialogue is there, the comedy's there. Even when he's telling this emotional story, he's like, I think if Jonathan was here, then he'd really, he'd
I just
really
that
appreciate.
it's just so funny because it makes me laugh because if he was there from the beginning, they would have just got him right away. That's
Yeah,
like
and then even whenever, because Hugh Grant at the end he tries
he
to
tries to do
fly
it
out.
again. Yeah, he goes, "Oh, this is awkward." He goes, "Yeah, like because that's the plan, but they
Yeah.
sealed it so it don't happen again." But I mean,
Mhm.
that's kind of cool. That's what gameplay would do. They would
Yeah.
learn. And I'm gonna see who the actor was who played that. Another thing is just while we're on the way
And I
out.
love I love the lady at the end, Jonathan. Like he's the one doing all this, and I love whenever they escape
Like
the first time. Yeah, it's like his fault, but also don't have him on the parole hearing anymore.
well, that's
Jeez.
no. I mean, I mean, that's true. I don't know where's not. I don't see the actor's
But I
name.
love the lady. She's just like Jonathan. Like she has that exclamation both times. Like,
Mine, the mine never. I guess
oh,
no. I don't. It doesn't say. I guess it's just like a stunt or extra or something. But
he reminded me of those birds off of Power Rangers.
oh yeah, yeah, the bad ones though. Oh, we got to go there, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, let's do your. There was a budget for 65 and for Dungeons and Dragons, and there was a box office. Let's see if we can get this, dude.
Oh, this is gonna be hard, man.
This is hard,
This is
dude.
hard because we're in 2023.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like I didn't think it, but I was like, let me. I like doing this, and I looked. I was like, oh my god, it's
Okay, for
back.
65, the budget is gonna be 160 mil.
All right, how much did it make?
It made 350 mil.
You're really high, but so you're saying it cost 150 and it made three. So you're saying it was a profit of like 200 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you're not that. But I mean, you're that's not bad, dude, because its budget was 45 million, and
What?
and the box office was 56.2 million. So it's made more than it used, but it's not a whole lot. But it
Okay.
did pretty good. But I think
Well,
those numbers make more sense for Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah, I'm gonna say if that's what it did for 65, then I'm gonna say the exact same numbers for Dungeons and
Yeah,
Dragons.
you'll hit it right. It was
Yeah,
150 mil.
160, and then yeah,
Well, you said 150 the first time, so you got it right. You got it right on the money. Look at that, 150
yeah.
mil, and it made 190. So it only made 40 million, but oh sorry, I was looking at it wrong. Almost doubled, but I mean it's 200 million basically.
And
So
also, both these movies are still running in theaters. Not to
oh
say that they're
yeah.
gonna make any like 200 more million, but still.
Well, after they hear us talk about it, they're gonna go watch it. They're like, I gotta
Yeah.
shut these dudes up. So I gotta say, man, like those like they still make money. So I like that. 'Cause it does. I mean, so basically the reason that 65, I'm assuming, didn't cost so much because it is just you're basically paying Adam
Yeah,
Driver,
just Adam Driver. Yeah.
and then everything else is all CGI.
CGI. Yeah.
So I wonder how much let's go into it. We have a little bit of time. Let's go into it real quick because we got to figure out where we want to go next.
Yeah.
But let me go into this real quick. I gotta rate it real quick on my IMDb. I gotta have the rate 65. The warning sound made by the ship's computer just after the crash was first used 70 years ago as the sound effect for the Martian walkers in 1953 Paramount production of War of the Worlds. Oh wow. Koa is Hawaiian language, means warrior. Oh,
Interesting,
as
because
as
Paramount produced Dungeons and Dragons, not 65.
whoa, look at we're all intertwined. As a Marine, this is the first time in Adam Driver's film career where he utilizes his weapon training from his old career. So yeah,
Oh, he
he's
used that gun back in the
yeah,
Marine.
yeah. When he was in the Marines,
Crazy.
he never lost. The film only had a press screening before the whole worldwide release on the occasion in New York City, and that was less than 24 hours before its release. No, so they had like a 1 hour. I mean, a day before. This is the third science fiction film by Sony/Columbia Pictures to open with spaceship being damaged by asteroids. After there's the one After Earth and Passengers. I haven't seen Passengers yet,
Me neither.
but After Earth is the Will Smith one and
Mhm.
Jaden Smith.
Jaden
So
Smith.
it's
Yeah.
10 years already on that one. I didn't. What'd you think about that one,
I don't even know if I made it through it.
dude?
Honestly.
I gotta say I had higher expectations.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I felt it was lowbrow. But I gotta rewatch it. I got a different mindset now. But I remember them like being like, oh man. But Passengers, I want to see because I've seen a lot of the clips on the TikTok,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I think I want to watch
With
this.
Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Chris Pratt and Chris Pine, they're all Chris's. If you name your if you name your kid Chris, there's a
So
high chance it might be an
so
actor.
for next week we're gonna do Passengers and Super Mario Bros.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do Passengers and Power Rangers. You want to do Passengers?
You could, yeah.
Let's check it out real quick. Because we haven't done that one. But I mean, I think because these movies are out too. I'm just about like, let's watch them and talk about very little. Don't want to ruin them too much. But I mean, you can't really ruin. I mean, other than that Bradley Cooper cameo, if you didn't know he was in it, 'cause I
Yeah.
didn't know he was in it. Passengers is available. No, let's see. You gotta buy it right now or rent it, but it's away. We do that. And then let's see, a malfunction in a sleeping pod on a spacecraft traveling to a distant colonial planet wakes one passenger 90 years early. Oh God. So what are we comparing? We watched this. We watching Wally or what? What's going on? Like,
Well, I mean we could, honestly.
do we have any themes? Oh, I was gonna say, you brought up Tubi again. So you want to do the Tubi original, or we could do more research on that because I was trying to do some real quick.
We
and I
we
was-
could do let's hold off on the to be original for right now. I think Passengers is a good way to go. I have the same feeling on that one. It's one that kind of snuck past my radar, and I think that has potential to be a pretty good movie.
All right. So
Um,
do you want to do a Chris Pratt movie with it? Do you want to do a Jennifer Lawrence movie? Do you want to do because we got Chris Pratt in here, bro, and he's already a repeat offender
yeah,
because we did
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I was told to go watch Guardians of Galaxy 3,
Yeah,
and I was told this is what the guy at Lowe's said. The Lowe's employee. He said
Mhm.
it's better than the 1 and 2. And he goes, growing up, I was a Guardians fan, and there's not many of us. And I go, that's funny. So was I. You still got the comics? He goes, yeah. So he started geeking me out, right as we're leaving, as he was helping me put the stuff on. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. We're having a good time. And I was like, wow, maybe I gotta watch it. But I mean, we've been talking about Jurassic World, and
Yeah.
let's see. I mean, he's got a lot. Actually, Chris Pratt is like a bazillionaire by now. All these movies is coming
yeah,
out.
right.
I mean, I don't mind doing Super Mario Brothers.
Let's do it.
You
Let's
wanna
do
s-
it. Super Mario Bros.
should we
and
do
Passengers.
should we actually do Super Mario Brothers with the original Super Mario Brothers with the Bob
Bro,
Hoskins?
we'd have to order it from China.
Oh, we can't watch that movie.
Mm-mm. It's not streaming anywhere.
Oh, wait, did we just buy the DVD then, huh?
The DVD.
Let me see real
Yeah.
quick. Let me see real quick on Amazon. But yeah, because that would be makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah,
also
those two.
let's just see because if it's not because I want to make sure maybe we could do like a kind of pick this week's and next week's episodes only because we have to do this Super Mario Brothers. Was it 95?
Yeah.
The
Or
3. Dang. Okay, it's $15 on Amazon.
to
You
get the
buy
DVD.
DVD. But I mean, we have to order it and have to wait till it comes in, and it's not gonna ship. It's not next day delivery.
Well, maybe we could do Passengers and some other movie.
That's what I'm saying. Do you want to do? That's what I'm saying. Let's hold
Let's
off.
let's stick with Passengers. We can hold off on the Super Mario Bros.
Let's hold, yeah, because I said we could because I think we should do both because we both like. Well,
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it actually because Chris Pratt's in both of them, so we could do Super Mario Brothers and then maybe lead into the other one or
Eh.
what do you think? I mean, I don't want to do tomorrow.
F it. Let's do Passengers and Super Mario Bros. Let's do it. Let's jump it.
Let's
do
jump
it.
it. Well, let me get the proof of that. Real
Chris
quick.
Pratt.
He's in movie 43. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's right. The process. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let me put in the waiver, and then we're gonna do. All right, got it here. It was approved. There we go. That's how we work this thing. All right. So we're doing. I guess Passengers is 2016 is what it was saying.
Oh wow. 7 years
What is
old.
it? Oh man, it's already getting there. 2016. 20. Oh wait, there's a 1975 movie called The Passenger. Passenger 57. You ever seen that one?
Mhm. Nah, no,
Wesley Snipes.
I haven't, but I've
Maybe
heard
we
about
should. Maybe we should do Passengers and Passenger 57, and see where the comparisons at.
it.
Because it's two different stories. But hey, we're going there. All right, we're doing Passengers 2016, PG-13, 1 hour 56 minutes. I think you're also right though. I haven't watched this, and it's like I didn't watch
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street for 10 years, and this one's I don't want this to happen to this movie. Drama, romance, sci-fi. Like I said earlier, malfunction, a malfunction in sleeping pod of a spacecraft traveling to a distant colonial planet wakes one passenger 90 years early. Director Morton Taldum, writer John Spahitz, stars Jennifer Lawrence, Chris Pratt, and Michael Sheen. And we're watching Super Mario Brothers, the Super Mario Brothers movie, 2023, PG, 1 hour 32 minutes. It's animation adventure comedy. The story of the Super Mario Brothers on their journey through the Mushroom Kingdom. Directors Aaron Harflin. Sorry, I'm sorry again. Harvath. Sorry, Vath is Voth. Harvath. I can't believe I couldn't say that. Michael Jelenic and Perry Leduc. Writer Matthew Fugel, and stars Chris Pratt, Anoya Taylor-Joy, and Charlie Day. Damn,
And Jack Black.
Jack Black. And we didn't even talk about the directors for Dungeons and Dragons. We'll have to get that next time. John Daly.
Oh yeah, John Francis Daly.
John Francis Daly.
Waiting, repeat offender.
Yeah, wait, was that the only repeat offenders we've had? Is Chris Chris Pratt was in this one. We're going. What? How do we do this?
I don't know. I don't think Chris Pine is a repeat offender.
No, but we'll get to Star Trek soon because I love those movies.
Yeah, those are good.
But
Yeah.
All right, Ben. I think that's it. We got a little short show today. I have to get back to work because I got about an hour and a half of digging left, and then the shop will be up and running, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that soon. We'll be having the video store be up and running, so look forward to that, and you'll be able to catch your side-by-side episodes there as well.
Be out there.
See you guys.
Yep.
So, all right, Ben,
Well.
I'm gonna end it, but I think we can end it a little bit better. So we can end it better than last time. So we can do it like this. But let's talk about it real quick on the way out. Let's give let's see. I mean, John Francis Daly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
He's been in movies and TV shows since he was a kid. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been in the
Freaks
industry
and
for a long
Geeks,
time.
Bones.
And not just that. I mean, Freaks and Geeks. I mean, he is probably a little bit of that Dungeons and Dragons. It's probably something he's played for a good chunk of his life.
Yeah, there's even right here. Yeah, the Gina Davis show 2000. Yeah, he's all little. He's all young.
Yeah.
Man, it's just funny how time just travels, dude. Am I really this old? Am I really almost 40? Like, is this how life happens?
It happens one day at a time, TJ.
I know, right? And then it's just that little extra, and then it's over. I gotta enjoy it.
That little bit extra.
But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, see, it's just the same writers, the same.
Yeah.
it's like-
I mean,
so
honestly, it's that happening. 2 solid movies.
I see that as a side-by-side side-by-side movies, the movie, directed and written by Ben Garrett and C.J. Rose. But all right, we're at the end. So thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share. Tell your friends. Tell your close friends. And tell your movie lovers that we're here to talk movies.
We're here. We'll talk about them.
Right. All right. See y'all later. Peace.
Bye.